Hey everybody, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle was, we have a lot of cards coming out. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle was Seven of Swords and Eight of Cups. So what this can be is that you can find that staying like within a certain attitude like isn't going to be helpful for you, like even though it could have served its purpose in some way. But this can also be somebody around you too. Let me just pick these up. All right, so I'm looking at, we start off with Justice here. This card represents Libra. I'm also seeing Nine of Swords and Five of Cups. So there can be something going on where something had happened. This can be something that feels hard to deal with. It can be like a fear that had been coming up. There can be something that you feel worried about. More than anything, this looks like having a hard time processing something, having a hard time accepting something. Having Justice here can be alluding to something that is going to be made right, that you could feel at the point in time when it happened, it wasn't for some reason. So this can be feeling like this needs to be made up for, whether this was something that you did or something that another person did, or like another entity, right? It doesn't have to be another person. But you can feel like there's some type of division. This is something that feels hard to come to terms with. I'm also seeing Queen of Wands here, and I'm seeing Ten of Cups here. So to have this feels like something is going to happen that may potentially make this right. And this would be a situation that felt like upsetting, felt like I'm having a really hard time coming to terms with this for some reason. We're gonna get more into what this is about. But Justice alludes to there being room and potential for this to be made right or for this to be corrected, that type of thing. Whether you feel like that's something for you to do or something for another person to do, feels like it's going to allow you to move on here with things and get to a place that feels better. Okay. There can be talk about this, like you may have a conversation with somebody, or they can be coming through and letting you know about how they feel, or you could be expressing how you feel to somebody, because I'm seeing Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay, it looks like this has to do with a relationship of some sort. This would be a steady dynamic between two people. This can also be a time that's connected with a sense of celebration as well. It can feel like it was challenging to get to this point. Something is becoming established now. This can also be covering the theme of a relationship too, because I'm seeing Hermit on the bottom of the deck. So this can be like somebody that you were connected with at some point, or that you have a relationship with. Or did. But having this can be like something that was being tended to regularly, as far as something that's like more of a constant in a person's life. It's like some type of connection, some type of relationship. It can be like a living situation, just anything that would be like regularly or normally tended to frequently. This can be taking a break to do something else, to go off and do something else. I do get the feeling of there being a relationship of some sort, but one maybe also working on something else, like having something. Let me just use an example. There can be somebody that's in a relationship here, but they may have to take time on their own to go do something else that they're pursuing. So that can mean like I need to focus on this right now rather than that. And it can be like something that's established. It's reminding me of like a couple that are like married or in a relationship or something like that, and one person has to go like travel for work or something like that. I'm getting like that type of vibe here with this situation. Okay, let's move these. But this may be creating, it may be something that one feels is like important for them to be pursuing. However, there can be stress too that's connected with this. Like something difficult, and it can feel too like it doesn't have to be this way, or like there can be something done about this as well. I feel like this is like longer than was expected or anticipated. I'm hearing long branch. So this can be, I need to take time to focus on this thing that's feeling important to me. Like I feel a calling to pursue this. And this can also be like I'm getting ready to get this going, to go in this direction. So this can be like a job, it can be an activity, a calling, a path, something like that, that somebody feels like I need to get my mind right in order to focus on this. But there's also something now weighing heavily, and this can be because of a promise or because of trying to work together or because of some type of commitment. There can be like lots of things that are connected with this. Having Justice though and having 10 of Wands, it's mostly about like needing to balance things out so it doesn't become too stressful. Because this is going to feel like too much and too much is going on and I can't carry the weight of all of this. But having Justice above it means to do so in a way that feels like more balanced, where there's more of a sense of moderation rather than taking on too much and then feeling like I can't go any further at all. So it seems like that's really going to help address what needs to be addressed here. And it seems to like there may be a conversation. 10 of Wands and King of Swords can be like having a conversation with somebody about how busy they are, about how stressed they are, about how overwhelmed they are. But it can also feel stressful having this conversation too. So that can also be like part of it. It's like I have all of this going on and now also on top of it, I need to express this as well. So yes, I'm seeing somebody that at this point may be potentially like keeping this to themselves. That doesn't mean that the conversation isn't going to happen. I'm seeing things are moving in that direction. Things are moving in that direction. This is somebody feeling stressed out, somebody feeling overwhelmed, somebody feeling like something is weighing on them. I need to say something. This is that motion of somebody doing something about that, like taking action to express that. Like, this is how I'm feeling, this is what's going on, but it's connected with something that feels overwhelming. So either you may be expressing this to this person that you're connecting with, or they may be expressing this to you if you're not the one that's feeling like this. So I'm seeing that type of thing is going on here. There can also be a feeling that a commitment is becoming overwhelming too. That can be the feeling as well with Justice and the 10 of Wands. But again, coming back to this notion that if things are balanced, this isn't going to be something that can't be maintained. It's like the actual need for moderation here with this. On many different levels too. This isn't just in one area. This is all around. This looks like it's going to be a difficult conversation to be had because I'm seeing a lot of things. Like we see wands, we see air, and we also see water here that's connected with this. So it's going to be like, I'm feeling like I have a lot that I need to tend to, because wands are like everything that we need to do or feel like we have to get done or feel like we need to participate in, that we're using our energy for. So it's like action, action, action. So much is expected of me. Like there's just so much to do. And I'm feeling like there's not enough time in the day. It can be that type of thing. Then feeling worried and stressed out. So then it's like the mental implications of that, the mental impact of that, and needing to talk about it. Like I'm feeling really worried about this. I'm feeling really stressed out. This is really starting to get to me. And then 5 of Cups over here can also be like, and on top of it, I'm feeling sad about this. I'm feeling disappointed about this, or anything where it's difficult to, for some reason, to accept where one is in the given moment. And then to go on and communicate that. To have the archetype of the King of Swords, this is going to be somebody that's generally pretty cerebral. This is going to be somebody that's good with their words. This is going to be somebody that, like, when they're making the effort, they're good at expressing themselves. Somebody that may experience anxiety because there's the focus on the air energy. They may rationalize things more rather than leaning into emotion. That can also be part of this too. So I'm seeing this person coming through, and I'm seeing a very specific, a very particular person that they're connecting with to express this, to communicate this. So I'm seeing what's going on mentally being involved, what's going on as far as what this person feels like they need to be participating in, and then also stuff that's going on emotionally for them as well. Where there's some stuff that could potentially have been held back that's now going to be communicated too. Okay, I'm seeing something important here. This person that's connected with the King of Swords, I'm seeing there be a focus on Libra in this person's chart, okay? So this is, with the archetype of Libra, there can be this focus on like wanting to problem solve and also wanting to collaborate and work together, but there can also be not saying things sometimes in order to like people please or in order to not create a problem, and this person may be holding back because of that, because there may be some stuff that's gone on that they feel like they need to get off of their chest, but having this connection that they have with the Libra within their chart, it may make it difficult for them to address anything that may potentially lead to any sort of conflict. Because Libran energy can sometimes, depending on like where it is within its evolving, may have a difficult time addressing things like that and bringing things up where it would be creating like any type of wave, even if somebody's like swallowing their feelings because of it. So that may have actually been something that was going on before, is what I'm seeing here. And it seems to like they're communicating with somebody that's like a very bold energy. So this King of Swords, remember, King of Swords can be anybody. Gender has nothing to do with this. It's just somebody that needs to, in this situation, get something off their chest that they may have been holding back to sort of save face a little bit, because it's somebody that they like try to work within the relationship but may have not wanted to cause waves, but then feel like they're holding all this stuff in that they haven't expressed. They're communicating with somebody that's connected with the archetype of the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is somebody that does what they want. They're like authentic, bold. They're somebody that's just gonna like communicate things as they feel it and sort of march to the beat of their own drum. And so this can create a, like, is this person really going to be receptive to what I'm saying? And also, I don't want to be the cause of like a problem within this relationship, because I'm seeing this King of Swords be attracted to, meaning feeling like a pull within the connection, within the draw, to this Queen of Wands over here. Again, it can be like any type of relationship at all where there are these two people sort of working with one another, and one of them can get more in their head and also not want to be creating issues, but may hold back sometimes on things that need to be communicated. And it seems like they're getting to the point of like, I just need to say something now. Queen of Wands may be somebody that sort of challenges this King of Swords, and so at times can maybe intimidate the King of Swords a little bit, even if they don't say that. That can be part of the vibe with this. It looks very much like Queen of Wands is going to be receptive to what King of Swords has to say. I'm seeing Magician here, so this is like, how do we work together and sort of like combine our vision here? So let's talk about it. It seems to like Queen of Swords appreciates the communication too, and feels like that's something that they can work with. So this is something that, again, looks like it would be welcomed within the situation. Could even be a situation where it's like, why didn't you tell me this sooner? Like, I'm glad that you let me know what's going on, like that type of thing. And it seems to like there's a sense of like being on the same page with things. Yes, I'm seeing it's like that's over now. Like, this situation can be done. We don't need to worry about this anymore. It's like that type of thing. This can be like all of the anxiety leading up, and like now it's just done with. So this has been, when I say over, it means this has been taken care of. So we don't need to deal with this anymore because we've already addressed it. So that's what this is. So that means like it got to the tippy top of it, like most anxious or most difficult, or like this was really painful for me, painstaking for me, mentally really challenging for me, like that type of thing. Then it comes to an end because it's being addressed. And we have the Fool here. So this can be, this is like reaching to do things in a new way, reaching to do things in a different way, and in a way where there's more of a sense of composure. When I say composure, I mean more of a sense of connecting with one's feelings and sitting within that, and rather than going through this whole roller coaster, there may be like a different way that the energy is being handled and dealt with. I'm hearing the word responsive. What I'm seeing is that it seems like once King of Swords communicates with the Queen of Wands, there is going to be a shared vision that becomes very obvious, where everybody gets on the same page. Then what I'm seeing is it's like, wow, we want the same thing, because this is really something that's going on an internal level where these two people are connecting with one another, and because of that, it like puts somebody's mind at ease. Most likely this King of Swords that hadn't said anything up until this point, then they talk with one another, and there's a sense of relief that happens where it's like, oh, now this is like one less thing for me to worry about. Having Four of Wands over here and having the Fool feels like this relationship is going to be explored between these two people, but having the Fool means that this is going to be like different than what they've experienced before. So it can be like, I've never done a relationship like this before, or this is an unconventional situation for me, or I want to be like different, more evolved, or better than I've ever been in any other relationship before. This can also be like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure it out together, like that type of thing. Having Two of Cups and having King of Cups here feels like I feel safe within my relationship now. Like I feel like there's an expression of feelings too. So that can also be something that's going on here, where it's like, because I know that things are good with us, I can sort of like deal with whatever else it is that's going on here. I'm gonna pull two more cards to see. Right now, just strong Libra energy here that I'm seeing. Yes, look, mutual, things feel mutual. This feels safe to me now. It's like that type of energy. And now it feels like things can get started. And maybe things couldn't get started before, where it was like the delay to getting on the path with this person. So this feels like it really helps with everything. Let's say this too. When this King of Swords communicates with this Queen of Wands, let's talk about their relationship. Like, Queen of Wands is interested in King of Swords and likes the conversations that they have. How King of Swords like challenges Queen of Wands mentally, the sense of humor, it's like those types of things, the levity, like just interesting facts. It can be like those types of things, the communication in general, being included in things, the socializing aspect. Like, King of Swords is somebody that may like know a lot of people or communicate with a lot of people, or may do something within their lives where expression is really important, or they may like be really into reading, or it's like those types of things that are connected with the air energy, or like lyricism for some of you. The energy of the Queen of Wands, as far as King of Swords looks at Queen of Wands and is like, I'm attracted to you. Remember, like a general sense of attraction. I'm attracted to you because of how honest you are about like who you are, how authentic you are, how unapologetic you are, how you know what you want, how you have this can-do type of attitude, how in touch you are, how you're inspired by things. It's like that type of vibe. So they make like a nice connection with one another, because like air and fire, when they're together, air can kind of fuel the fire and make it bigger and make it more intense. And I'm also seeing Mercury be here, so it seems like there's a lot of good stuff happening with the communication when there's actually an effort to communicate. On the emotional end, with this couple here, I'm seeing that that's sort of where we're venturing into new territory that may not have been necessarily talked about before. There may be a really great social rapport here, but there may not be as much development emotionally, and that's really where I'm seeing there be this, we're going to focus on especially this part now, or it's something where it feels like we've sort of developed other things, now we're really going to focus on developing this. So that's what I'm seeing is happening, but it feels too like somebody may have been feeling discouraged or worried about something, but then when it shows that there's a sense of reciprocity, like there's that mutuality there, and there's a conversation that confirms that, it feels like there's then a sense of, it like locks something in emotionally is what I'm seeing, and it allows things to like officially walk down this path. To have Mercury and Uranus here too, this can mean like I don't usually communicate like this, or I don't usually express myself like this, and so I'm going out on a limb, but it's important for me to say this. And it again ties in with something emotionally going on. This King of Swords I'm seeing is getting very, very vulnerable with the Queen of Wands, in a way where the King of Swords may have been holding back from saying something. But I'm seeing it definitely be worth it, yes. There's a finally we can move on from things now. This looks like something really big that's being addressed, that you could have felt like something was wrong, or something was not being addressed, or something needs to be made right, or something needed to be called out in some way. Because it could have felt like things were tipping in a direction where you were like, what's even happening here? But I'm seeing as soon as this person, this King of Swords, communicates, I'm seeing like everything else sort of be like a domino effect, and it lets something break loose that sort of needed to happen, where it's like, now I can like, I don't have to worry about this anymore. We've discussed it. We're on the same page with one another. We're exploring this like new aspect of our relationship. I'm seeing it be that type of thing. It looks like something officially is going to be explored in some way. Like let's take a chance and see how it works with us being together. It can be like that type of thing. having Four of Swords and having the Fool here. And this can be too, like, feeling like there's a sense of reward for putting oneself out there and like being vulnerable. And this can also be too being in a situation where it's like, again, I've never explored a relationship like this, and so it kind of feels like my first time exploring something of this nature, like with this person. It can be like that type of thing. And this will also feel like more of an experimental energy of, we don't really know where things are gonna go, but we're gonna like try it together. Like we have what we need to give this a shot. It's like that type of thing is what I'm seeing. And to have Justice here at the front, there can be stuff about commitment that's going to be coming up as well, and why somebody was feeling so overwhelmed and worried about this. And it also looks like that can mean that there could have been like a desire to commit from one of the people, maybe even both of the people, but something had not been being addressed because somebody felt overwhelmed thinking about commitment. They felt really stressed out, really worried. There could be a lot of fear that's associated with it, that's connected with something that they haven't fully integrated, that then they're going to, like tell the other person. So it can be like, I went through this thing and it's been really challenging for me and I don't feel like I've completely gotten over it. And then expressing that, like I'm still having a hard time like accepting that. Or it makes me really scared that would happen again. You know, it can be like that. There can also be like shame and guilt that's connected with this as well. It can be like those types of things too. But somebody's getting this off their chest, and it has to do with like, you know, these types of things that happened in the past that makes it difficult for a person to be present. It's like those types of things that are going to be talked about. And there's going to be it's just when you tell somebody else something like personal, like a conversation like that. And it's going to be a mutual conversation. To have the Magician here, to have Mercury here. So this is going to be something that goes really well. So the person that initiates this conversation and feels like they need to address this, I think this other person on like the other side of this has been sort of wondering what's been going on. And things can just move forward now because the communication is happening. But I'm seeing this King of Swords has been stressed out. They may also have a lot on their plate too. They could have a lot of responsibilities or just feel like they have to be in 10 places at once, like that type of thing. So adding something else to their plate may feel like a lot. And I'm seeing also them be like high anxiety right now, at least in this aspect of the spread that I'm seeing. Who knows if they're like this all the time, but I'm seeing like right now at this time, that's how they're feeling. And there are emotions that are tied to it too, based off of past experiences, not anything that's going on now, but stuff that they may have a hard time letting go of. So after this happens, I'm seeing things are going to really get moving. So if you had been feeling like you've been stuck in some type of situation with somebody and that things haven't been moving forward and you're like, what's going on? It feels like something is going to get official after conversation happens, and then you feel like you actually have the opportunity to walk down a path with this person and you can move forward in a way where it could have felt like things weren't moving forward before, or it was moving very, very slowly, or it was like back and forth and up and down and all around, that type of thing. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.